Ladies and gentlemen, before I start the video, I want to say first off, I'm sick, so I apologize for the voice. But secondly, don't forget to sign up for the content creator program, guys. The support program is going on for another week and a little bit. So make sure you get your codes, guys. I got one active code coming on the way, and we should be getting one more in between the other two seasons coming out. So if you haven't done so, hit that support button, guys. It's free. It's easy to do, and I'll be sending you codes. If you are a supporter, remember, if you want to get your code, log into the account, go to the support tab, go all the way down to coupon history, and the codes will be found here. So you have to find it here. It will not be sent to you in the mail. So guys, make sure you do that in order to get your codes. Speaking of codes, before I start the video, of course, the codes for this actual live stream are right here. So for those who want to use it, make sure you do so. Yeah, I was gonna zoom in for you guys. So it's Shadow Monarch, so with a 0 here and a 0 here and an underscore, and you can see Monarch does not have an age. Okay, you can remove that right there. Monarch is coming 0730, so that as well will be used with a 0, no H there. And then we have a really weird one, 0730 underscore UPD 473. No idea why 473, and maybe there's a reason. And then we have summer event, but the S is a 5, UMM3R EV3NT. Remember, all of these codes will be put in the description as well as the comment section of the video. I want to give you guys a quick summary of what was actually gone down for the live stream. I always do a summary for the live stream so you guys know what exactly happened and some of the bigger things that we covered. So first off, this was the agenda essentially. Today we're going to talk about the Q&A, some live Q&A, July 30th update, and then some extra things that they discussed that's coming out for this specific patch. Now, one of the bigger things that we've all complained about, and they're actually making a pretty big change for, is presets, okay? So before I even start this, there was a live Q&A and they did talk about it. They're going to be changing the preset amount from 2 to 4. Hallelujah, because we all waited for that, and that's a big one, allowing us now to finally create enough gear for all of our characters where all we gotta do is switch the presets rather than switching around characters' gear non-stop. So that is a big deal. A lot of us have been waiting forward to that one, guys. We're looking forward to that one. So that one is going to be a massive change to the game, and one for the better for quality of life. And all I gotta say is it's about damn time, guys, honestly. All right, so artifact reset priority to common tickets over time ones, which is inconvenient. So they're just saying essentially take away the time ones, keep the common ones, and they're gonna allow for more of those to happen. Please improve the auto mode controls for busters. In general, they admit that auto mode is still not as good as they want it to be. There's going to be some work done on that, and of course the official translations for these will be out as well too. And despite artifact simplifications, busters like Liu, Zagong, and Agnes still deal way more damage with the poison set. That's what the architect set is in WOBL, and they say yes, they know that's a really big issue on their end. They're trying to work on fixing it, and hopefully in the next patch they'll be able to update it and get it fixed where the actual proper sets are going to work for the proper units. Okay, so that's pretty much some of the big stuff here. Here they talked a little bit about again the presets. There was a mention of collaborations. No definitive news on collabs yet, but that was pretty much all the Q&A highlights of the Q&A. There might be some more in the official translations, but that's what we got from what we were able to gather from their conversations. And you guys know they yap quite a bit, so there was quite a bit of yap going on. And then of course they started releasing some of the actual content for this season and for this patch. So new hidden story, the Monarch of Fangs at Dawn, is coming out. Yes, I know a lot of us are used to Rakan, but that's who he is. It looks like a Minotaur and a Panther. So we're going to be getting ourselves these bosses most likely in the WOBL and the hidden story, so get ready for that. That'll be coming out in the month of September. But to get ourselves ready, the Monarch of Fangs at Dawn is going to be coming out with the hidden story for this specific patch, which means of course more resources, more essence stones, etc. right? There is going to be a level increase from 150 to 160, so I hope a lot of you guys have been saving your idol. And also the reputation level is going from 150 to level 200. And then of course you are getting a new job title with this called Dominator. And don't worry about this outfit, this is the wrong one. In game they show you the right one. This is from the last season's summer event. You're actually not getting this one, it's going to be a different one altogether, so make sure we know that. Also the dark successor, the Monarch of Shadows, the big thing that everyone's been waiting for, is coming out. It is going to be free by completing the event, so I think they're going to give us A0 for free, and then the rest we're going to have to grind. That's always been my theory from day one. I've said that in many of my videos, but I think that's what they're alluding to here. And this will always be open, so this is a permanent banner. There's going to be no time frame on this one like Myro. They did mention from Myro that they are If enough people are interested in her coming back, they will obviously reintroduce her, and I think that's a no-brainer. I think they're going to end up doing it anyways. So you guys can see here, this is the setup. So he's got his weapon, his bracers, his sigil, and then his helmet, and you can level those up the same way as Myro. And no, they do not combine the stats with Myro and his. It's just one stat, so just so you guys are aware, okay? And this is right here, it kind of shows you what you guys can level: the shadow daggers, the helmet, the shadow guards, shadow halo, and then shadow sigil. He looks amazing in here, by the way. Love the way he looks. And then they showed actually some actual gameplay. Now this was pretty crazy to watch, because you guys can see here, number one, a couple things. He does use attacks with his shadows. So there's an attack right there with Igris. Gameplay wise, it's smooth. It's actually really, really well done. He looks incredible, and he is a one-time use, by the way, just like Myro. So once you use him, guys, can't use him again. He does look like he does extend overload, so it's something that you'll be able to see there. Look at right there. And then look, his ultimate is with Kaisel. He goes up in the air and then comes crashing down with his daggers. Looks pretty amazing, and this is his official transformation. So from a gameplay perspective, they did a fantastic job making him look better. And no, it's not just a carbon copy of what overload looks, or overdrive looks like. Luckily, they've actually changed quite a bit of that, okay? They did try to do it here as well, just to kind of show us how he works. But and you guys can see the power there is 1.3 million. So it, again, doesn't combine with Myro's, but it's funny because the game actually crashed on them, so we were making fun of them that he couldn't transform right here. Just the game just crashes right there, and they had to get out of it. So they did show us that. They're also showing us here the brand new Workshop of Brilliant Light rework, which is going to be a cycle. So every 2 weeks per season, we're going to have a boss, and then there's going to be 4 elements per week, and then they're going to rotate the bosses every single time. Season 1 and 2, the weaknesses, all elements for low difficulty, and then fire and dark for high difficulty. So you can see here that fire will still play a role in all of this, with Jung as a new character, specifically revolving around this. And this is kind of the plan here. So week 1 and week 2 is Rock Pass and Legaia, and then September is going to be Adon and Baron. So that's how they're going to start doing the rotational method. I think they're going to start with Baron first, though. I could be wrong, but that's what they said originally. Not sure if that's still the case, but then it looks like they're showing us Rock Pass as the first one, which kind of doesn't make sense. Okay, and then we have Jung here as well too, a fire attribute supporter that provides both protection and buff. So she does provide shields, and she increases the busters damage, including the accumulation ratio that busters get during their buster mode. So a great unit, of course, one that's going to be a must-have specifically for Liu, and they do show some gameplay here for her, just so you guys can see right there. So she does do like crystals, kind of is what she uses here. There's her ultimate. Okay, coming in with some crystals. You can see she has a shield, and she does provide Christopher Reed a shield here, and Liu also gets a shield throughout the whole fight. Now, this is the guy that could be a test model, so he might not be doing as much damage, and Christopher Reed honestly gets a pretty massive shield already as it is for himself, but Liu coming in doesn't lose a shield at all, so it's kind of nice to see it. I wish they showed some numbers, but they unfortunately do not show numbers the entire time. But yeah, he's got a shield pretty much the entire way across the entire test run that they show here. And again, no numbers are being provided, which is kind of unfortunate, so we can't see the buster ratio of accumulation, but it would have been nice to kind of see a comparison. But again, something we'll test when the actual unit comes out. All right, so there you guys go. Now, a couple different things they've added here. They've added a whole section here for Sun Jinu, where he can get unlimited elemental buffs here. Not unlimited, but he can choose what every element counts, or he can give himself stat increases as well too. So this is the before buffs, this is the after buffs. So it looks like this is to balance Sun Jinu in Guild Boss, so he can just do better overall. So now you can pick stats as well as the elements. So kind of a pretty cool feature, making Sun Jinu a little more like viable. And then of course the summer events going on, Midsummer Mermaid Mayhem. For costumes, you'll have to buy them, and then there's a couple different things. And no, it doesn't look like you can get tickets for the Shadow Monarch, so that's something you're probably going to have to do through the normal ways. Just essentially grind it after the event is done. So right here, you guys can see the new event here is going to give us tickets, essence stones, some of these ridiculous water guns, some water weapons, which make me think, why water? I'm assuming maybe the next buster will be a water buster instead of wind. You have the mana extracts, and then some wind weapons, or some of the event weapons, I should say. So some cool things coming our way for free. And then they just showed off some of the costumes, which I'm going to bypass. You guys can watch that anytime. And then here they just did another battle with Yogamont before transforming into the Shadow Monarch. So I'll just show you guys that part real quick. I think that's the one that everybody wants to see anyways. There it is. So you can see Igris and him attack, and then over here he just does insane amounts of damage. Now the problem with this, of course, is it's a build test, so we're not going to be able to see the full scope of the damage from this unit until, unfortunately, we get to play ourselves. But overall, from a graphical perspective, he looks really cool, and from a damage perspective, he's pretty decent. But again, I never trust these numbers because they just don't make sense. So there you guys go. That's pretty much everything, guys, that they talked about. Again, it's gonna be a really quiet month from a content perspective, but at least we have some cool things coming. The presets is my most exciting thing that I'm looking forward to most, just to see them give us more preset abilities. And 4 is fantastic, and of course the Shadow Monarch being released is a pretty big deal. WOBL rotations is kind of nice, but I think overall at the end of the day, the presets is what makes me most excited for this update. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, what your favorite part was. Are you planning to go for the Shadow Monarch? Are you gonna go pay to win, or are you gonna just grind it out as free to play? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.